Ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, that's our house crowd here, folks. Let me get mini meters up here for you.
Once again, the Producer Lounge has a live audience. They're here. They're clapping and cheering for us.
Yes, 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 folks. Welcome back to the Producer Lounge. That's us, brought to you by Always 400. Nope, nothing. We're going to talk about music production this whole time. Maybe some philosophy. Maybe sexual advice. We'll see what happens. I'm not a pro.
Especially in that last one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest for you today. It's episode 149, and that only happens 3 times in your life. So for the second time, we have a very special guest, Restraint.
Ooh. Restraint.
More
Restraint.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing well.
Good,
Doing
good,
good.
good. We're going to refer to him as John for the rest of the podcast. You can also do that if you want in chat.
If you've seen previous episodes, he's the guy we bring up at least once every episode where we're like, oh, yeah, John said this one thing.
Yeah, his actual name is Jennifer, but
Yeah.
we just call him John. It's just easier.
Or Jonifer. You know, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a fun joke we like to play here.
We have fun over here.
Always 400.
There it is. Yes, sir.
Boom.
Folks, here we are.
John, did you bring your own notepad?
I did, yeah.
I love it.
I've been trying to get in the habit of just writing notes down when,
Cool.
when I have a good idea or I hear something cool.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Hilarious.
I've been thinking about doing that a lot.
I use Notion a lot. Notion's really great if you want to go digital with this.
I don't like digital with notes. I've tried so many
It can
times
be
and
nice,
I can't.
just
Oh.
writing.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong.
some digital things with notes.
Yeah.
Like when we're thinking about like song ideas or goofy things like that, or if I need a grocery list, yes.
Sure.
But like when it's like hardcore note taking, like I need to physically write it. And then at that point, the note is almost null.
Sure.
Just the fact of writing it down
Yeah.
is going to engrave a lot of it,
Yeah.
which is slick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been going through a lot of. I've been going through like a lot of
Pro tip.
music lessons and revisiting music theory, and part of my learning journey was specifically writing down everything that I was trying to consume, even if I didn't go visually
good idea.
refer to it. It's just
Right.
it's the idea that you're helping your brain remember
Right.
by getting it in there, not just through your ears but also through your eyes and your hands
And your brain,
and yep.
and your mind, and your head.
That's right.
Um,
Your brain.
that's a little reference. School of Rock for you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It
Let's
was.
go. Shout out
I
Jack
knew.
Black. Did
My
you
bad.
get it? I'm
I'm
not cool enough,
suffering
I
from
guess.
a little case of stick it to Manio.
Cello.
I think there'll be a sequel.
You got a
someday.
bass.
You think there'll be a sequel someday with
I hope
School
not.
of Bass?
Oh.
School of Bass, hilarious. It's a bunch of
I
producers
definitely
making
don't
dubstep.
think.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of like
Oh,
terrible
man.
DJs
Imagine the
getting together,
movie of
trying to
people-
overcome.
people learning how to produce music.
in school, in like a preppy school.
Absurdly fucking boring.
and they go up
Just
against.
some guy being like, yeah, fucking with a sampler or something.
They go. Their enemy is the pretentious label owner.
Oh.
Right.
That's like the arch enemy of them. They have to show him wrong by the end of the movie.
Oh, man. No, I don't want to watch that movie.
So, do they have like a DJ battle at the end?
Yeah, it's a big DJ battle at the end,
Nice, nice.
or a DJ
Of course.
competition.
yeah,
Sort.
something like that.
Producing competition. Who knows?
Held here at the Black Box in Denver.
Speaking of producing
movie?
competitions,
Yeah, in the movie.
folks, if you're new here, we're going to war.
We are going to war.
The Germans have challenged us to war.
They
Us,
started it.
As in the United States, this is all of us now. We're all
The
participating in this.
Germans.
The Germans.
The Germans have asked for war, and so what do? We give it to them.
Yeah, obviously.
'cause
We
we're-
will conquer the Nazis.
Yeah, I mean they're Nazis.
Tom Hitzler over here.
Oh,
I'm sorry, was that too far, Tom? Forgive me.
dang.
Tom Fittler.
I kind of love it. Let me get us to the Discord, and then I'll switch us over here. Folks, Tom Finster of
Tom Finster.
What's this?
Or Don Kong.
Don Kong.
I fucking couldn't even think of the word. Where's the poster at? The hell?
John, your little eyes.
I know.
Oh no, they didn't post it on theirs. It's on the 400.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the top. You can see it right here from his own mouth. This means war. I don't know yet. So what this delved into is we are now going to war with Tom Finster and the Don Kong community.
Mm-hmm. There will be blood.
The We Are Humans community.
Yes, they go live on Twitch every Wednesday at noon Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, they follow us.
It's 8 o'clock Germany time. I don't know. And you can find them on Twitch at Wawav, right?
Wav.
Yep.
I guess is fine. Yeah.
Yep. WAHWAV.
Yeah. That's correct.
So
it's an
What
hour.
is this war? Tell me.
This war is. I mean, we were basically in their chat, and they got tired of all our 400 names, I guess, and so they challenged us to war, which means it's a 10v10.
It's a 10v10.
So it's 10
right?
of 10 producers from their community, 10 producers from our community. Little caveat here: Tom Finster and Johannes themselves are not participating.
These pussies did not fucking
Are they
join.
afraid? Are they afraid?
They're afraid. Yeah, they're afraid.
Dude, these guys
stomp 'em.
they don't want anybody to know what one day looks like for them.
Actually scared.
This is a 24-hour challenge. They're not trying to put that out there.
Yep.
You know? They don't want anybody to know about that shit.
Oh yeah, there it is.
So
They're like, we've got to like make posters and shit. I'm like, all right. No,
Right.
No, you don't.
No.
I bet
What they're
fucking
saying-
one of your guys would do that for you.
So
They're getting real with it.
as you can see here from
He
the
made a good
poster,
poster,
folks,
though.
It is. It looks clean. It looks nice.
it's March 26th and 27th. It's a 24-hour battle. We don't know what this looks like yet. We don't know if we're all trying to like make a beat to compete with another person in particular, or if we're all making a beat together.
which
'cause
would be
that's
fucking insane.
it would be insane. That's one thing me and him were
Actually,
talking
brackets
about.
would be nice.
Brackets
That's what I was
would be
saying
cool
is
too.
brackets
I
are
like-
Tournament
cool.
style.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the move in my eyes.
I like
would be
brackets
sick.
style, but I like the idea also of just like everybody having to make a song together. Like the whole team makes one song. However
That's
that
a
looks
fucking
like.
nightmare.
However you
In
figure it
24
out.
hours?
Yes, it's a
24
logistic
hours.
nightmare. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Holy shit.
So
And then
whoever has the best logistics basically wins that.
Right.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Whoever can print and send and formulate faster than others wins.
Well, that's why we just get all of our boys in Discord and we're talking about it.
Not only that, we
And we're
just
all
get
making
everybody
an
over here.
aspect of it.
Everybody just bring your PC over to the
Oh,
house.
sure. We have a LAN party.
We have a couple PCs in here.
As if everybody's not anal about having a perfect speaker system.
It's just headphones. We're all
In our
headphones
crew.
only. Just I know. No, totally.
Yeah, it's not happening. But
So here, I'll read you.
it can't be everybody makes one beat.
I don't think so either,
I
but I
think
think it's
that's
a
what
cool
it
idea.
is.
No, I don't think that's what it is. But that was an idea we were tossing around.
One song versus one song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
But
It's got to be
I thought you
everybody
meant
makes
everybody
their own.
individually
But it
makes
would-
one
Yeah,
beat.
yeah.
no, but it would be combined with each song has to have this section, i.e., a drum and bass section,
Yeah.
halftime section, a cinematic section. So we could split
Yeah,
up the
there will be
sections.
rules,
Yes, there's.
basically.
What we're
Also-
saying is we don't know, folks.
Because
they're
they have-
judging it as
yeah.
well, which is kind of fucked because they're gonna have some sort of bias
Yeah,
against
but
their team, right? Or for their team.
the thing that's in our favor is this is the first, folks. What this marks is a historic day
Yeah.
in the creation of the United Bass League.
United Bass League.
So what we're trying to do here with Don Kong and Tom Finster is create a kind of an esports style arena where content creators or just collectives in general can get together and have fun competing and sharing
Seeing who's better.
ideas
Yeah.
and
Really?
stuff like that.
So we could
Yeah.
get like Spicy Boys in the future, 40 Ounce Collective. We
Right.
could get those Vision nerds.
Right, we could get
yeah.
get a whole bunch
ASAP?
of people. Just
ASAP
no, I don't
Rocky's team.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
But yeah, this could spin off into some wild shit.
Yeah.
One
yeah.
way or another, it's going to be a good old time.
It'll be fun.
Trying to
And-
make better
Meatbag.
beats than these fucking boys who are killers.
Yeah, these
They're
boys that
all
we're going
killers.
against.
Oh yeah, they're fucked up. Like some of the guys we're going against have like releases or not releases, but they've been on Vision Radio.
I noticed we had Result. Result's a pretty fire producer.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Great. Another heater. Yeah, Raptures is sick. He makes insane drum and
They
bass.
have Coil Circuit.
Coil Circuit was on the recent Vision episode.
Lila.
Oh no,
too.
Lily was. Yeah, Coil Circuit was in something else.
Lily, Luli.
Lulu.
I'm coming for you.
We're coming
Coil
for you. We're
Circuit
coming for blood.
is in fact nuts. So we're
I took the
apparently
days off.
competing against these boys, guys.
Fully.
So yeah, I have the day off too. Well, we got back left. We got Slamato.
Oh yeah, we have some
boy.
heaters on our side too.
We got
I'm not worried about it.
we got a boy right here.
They don't even understand
They don't.
They don't. And
what they're going up against.
the reason this happened is because we kept sending them heat.
Yeah,
We
that's
kept
exactly
sending them
what
heat,
happened.
And so they got annoyed, and we're like, none of these songs need feedback because it was on their feedback stream. And so here we are today. This is what happens when you send producers heat. They challenge you to war. But luckily, they're Germans, and we're Americans, and we know how that ends.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for one thing, they bail out of their own fucking war
too.
right at the
That
beginning.
too.
I know, right, motherfuckers?
They're not even in the war.
So does that mean they're French?
Are they the boss? Are they like the final boss?
Oh, right.
Hilarious.
When
I
we
really,
win, we get to
I
go
really
against them.
do hope they have the fucking cojones
To do it, at least.
Yeah.
do the thing, and then at the end be like, we also did it, and here's our beats.
Yeah.
so we
little
can
bonus
fucking,
round.
Although you don't know if they fucking knew the rules early and fucking
Yeah.
took their time on it.
No
you know?
feedback.
Hopefully, yeah, we kind of just have to trust that everyone is only spending 24 hours, right? There's no way to really...
Exactly.
Yep.
So one of the rewards is possibly
Oh, yeah.
Will you not use
No.
chroma?
No, so one of the... Oh, Chroma. I thought you said promo.
No.
Did you see
Chroma.
the other one that they just posted like
No.
yesterday or something? So apparently Minimal
not.
Audio is going to sponsor it.
Oh yeah, I
And
did
And they're
see
giving
that.
each winner $50 towards their a plug-in purchase or
Pretty
something.
dope.
Really?
Pretty dope.
For our competition thing
Yeah.
that we're doing?
So-
Our
Pretty
competition.
sweet.
Yeah. Minimal Audio is sponsoring it.
So folks,
They fucking need publicity bad,
this
huh?
is
Like, how many people are going to see this shit?
I don't know.
Like 50?
At least yeah, but it could be a turning point. That's what I'm just saying.
That's how
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things go
yeah, yeah.
viral. You never know.
It's the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
needle in the haystack or whatever.
But also
You know
shout
what I
out
mean.
Minimal
The
Audio. I feel like they're killing
Straw
it.
that broke the camel's back.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pumped. Just the fact that they're at a level above me in all regards, and they're like down with this thing. That gets me pumped. So shout out Minimal, and shout out. Do they make Chroma also, or who makes Chroma? Is that a separate company doing that?
Chroma is separate. That's
Nasco.
Zinth Audio teams up with Nasco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got sponsors. We got
So,
shit happening.
folks,
Goddamn.
The United Base League is taking off well. So join in next Tuesday, Wednesday-esque. I'll update you guys on the Discord on what the actual times are for us in the United States, or us on the right side of the planet, if you will.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd be down to stream our process.
well,
Like
that's
when we
that's one of
make
the
our
things-
songs.
when he was talking to me, he was talking a little bit about like being able to jump in and see what people are doing. And I was like,
Oh.
are we streaming on Discord? Like not that we have to, because that would be a ridiculous thing to like make everybody do the whole time.
But anybody who's willing, like, I'm down.
Right.
Fucking
right.
so down for that.
I mean, he's so down. But
I'm not so down for that.
but I would be kind of down. I'm like 50-50. I like the idea, but every time I do that
The
and I
execution.
stream,
Yeah.
it's so hard to actually make anything.
I don't want
It's so hard.
for anybody to be listening to my beat before
That too.
the time comes.
Oh, because they're gonna
I
cheat.
It's a
though.
motherfucking competition.
Yeah, they're gonna see what you're doing and
No.
be like, oh, I'm gonna steal
Well,
those ideas.
it's
It's gonna be
true.
so
It's also a
fire.
matter
Well, they
just-
shouldn't be watching.
It's kind of
We
the same
make it.
idea as like you don't necessarily always want to show something that's not complete yet. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
because people will get
But-
it's demoitis.
Could you say that about somebody on the racetrack? Like, don't watch me on lap fucking 14
Or on
30.
the pre-qualifying rounds where
Yeah,
you're
yeah. It's
No,
like-
because that is just a strictly time-based
yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're
Like
right.
you're
It's
the-
one
You just
dimension.
win or you
I
don't
think
win.
I think you're comparing different things, right?
Yeah, no, well, for sure. For sure, definitely comparing different things. So back to music production, folks. That's the war. World War III is real.
it's going down.
It would be funny if they live streamed the making of a movie before the movie came out.
right?
You know, every
That
single
would
bit of the making of
I
the
would watch
movie,
the
including
fuck out
the
of
editing.
Oh, God. Can you believe that?
You get to see everything.
I feel like some people would like that.
That would make a bunch of money.
Sure.
Yeah.
It'd be
yeah.
boring as fuck.
Fucking content forever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it would be boring as fuck. You're
Yeah.
right.
Parts
Always for 100 bankrupts, minimal audio.
Imagine we had that kind of power.
Right. So, folks, that's the war. Just want to let you know.
We're already bankrupt. Like,
That's true. You could send us money by subbing to this Twitch channel.
yep,
Speaking of
that
which,
is our only route.
quick shout out here. 4 hours
Oh.
ago, Koze Tanaka 37 has followed.
Oh, shout out Gary. AKA Gary Bear, AKA
Hot Gare Balloon.
He is hot. Was Dip. Speaking of hot, was Dip. Has followed.
Was Dip.
W
Not is Dip.
Was
Dip.
previously.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he's doo-doo because I ate him. What's up, Was?
What up, Wuzzy?
And Lucas Waff
Lucas Waff.
has followed. Shout out
Nice.
Lucas.
Follow us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're at 8:30.
Welcome,
Whoop
crew.
whoop in general. Yep, folks, that's the end of the pod.
All right, we gotta go.
See you guys.
I know we
Gotta
started
go.
late, but that doesn't mean we're ending early or ending late.
Imagine.
We're just gonna end on time. No. Yes. Now with the war out of the way,
Yeah, let's move on to the juicy.
we got
juicy
juicy
bits of the
bits here,
night.
folks.
Yeah. Now the 3-hour podcast can really begin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starts now. This is minute 1.
And here we go.
Something I've been playing with recently. I had a fun idea where there's this cool trick you can do with a frequency shifter where if you set it to 50% and turn up the shift knob or whatever,
Just a little.
just a little
Frequency
bit,
shift?
a little bit, you create this sort of phasing. We've talked about it before in like 4 other episodes. But I had this fun idea randomly where what if you tried to only have it shift the even harmonics of your sound or the odd harmonics? So you can do that. You just find a way to, in Serum at least, it's the only way I know how to do it. You can take your wavetable and squarify it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can do that and then put that sound in parallel and then add the shifter. And then you only get a wobble on the odd harmonics.
Oh, sure, because it's phasing out all the evens.
It's facing, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Or, well, no, it's phasing out just the odds.
Oh, yeah.
Or
right.
just the evens if you want it to be
right,
just the evens. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it sounds almost identical to just the normal process, which is kind of a letdown. But I don't know. I feel like that has potential. That's kind of a cool thing, right?
No, yeah, it's a fun.
You know where that will come in handy is if you're going to use that process pre-distortion. Like a lot of times, I mean, just in general, whenever you're doing like more harmonic style distortion techniques where you're pushing certain harmonics into saturators, if you only do it to the odds,
The ones that are being
then
affected.
you're actually going to be, it's going to have a much more prominent effect than,
Yeah,
than if you
yeah.
do it to the whole signal. I mean, it could be a wash, but
Right,
that's
it's
like
possible.
one idea. I know that one tool that I've been searching for, and if anyone knows about it, I'd love to hear. But I know that in Bitwig they have the harmonic split device. Haven't found anything out there like third party or native to Max for Live or anything.
What does the harmonic
can
split do?
It basically is in real time. It'll analyze the signal and let you separate out the fundamental, the evens and the odd harmonics, as well as the non. They call them nons. But
Yeah.
Oh, that
Everything that's
harmonics.
not even or hot.
Everything else. And so essentially all that gets put into its own little effects chain that you can then put effects on.
Okay.
So there's like for the process that you're having to do where you're having to do it within the wavetable and just like this does it all post. Like in real time.
Saves you 10 steps.
Yeah.
You just throw that on.
A lot more flexibility
That would be sick.
too.
That would be so sick.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's
I don't know
something to that, like playing with the odds versus the evens in some way.
You know what it is? It's odd harmonic distortion is actually more natural.
That's what you've always said.
It more
Yeah.
naturally occurs in real life because it's a symmetrical type of distortion.
Yeah.
Whereas asymmetrical distortion creates even. And so, like, the thing is, in real life, whenever you have something distort, whether it be me rubbing a can across a table or hitting a stick against a big piece of metal, like, life follows a certain type of pattern, right? Everything happens in a yin and yang. The way that things move is a natural forward and backward.
Right, a give
there
and
is
take.
no asymmetry. It all eventually becomes symmetrical. Even if it's a giant fractal of asymmetry, it's still
Based off of it. Yeah.
Everything has a equal and opposite reaction.
exactly.
Whatever that law of physics is.
I love too
Sounds like
that
some
I'm
round
smart as
earther
fuck,
to
dude.
me.
Hey,
some
I swear to God, the
round-earther.
Earth's round, dude, and hollow.
Giant it's all in a marble.
We're going strongly believe in round, also hollow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, it's hollow. So flat versus hollow over here. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah.
It's really
no, that makes sense.
it's fascinating to me that the odd harmonics are the thing that are more natural. Because just in like the way maybe that just humans associate basically anything is like even in my mind would be the thing that we would cling to. But the
Even
fact that
in your
it's-
mind?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that is
What about in my mind? Would it be
I'd
even
say
in my
in
mind?
the collective consciousness of the human mind.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Is your mind
Even-
different? Are you doing like
No, even in your mind.
instead of odd
See,
in your
continue.
mind.
The thing is, even
are you doing like
Okay.
Yeah,
my
it's a-
red is different than your red?
Remember-
No, I'm
No,
saying
it's a bit.
like even, not.
not the mathematical concept of
Yeah, right. Like you
the
would say
grammatical
even me.
concept of,
You would say even me.
as well.
I feel
Oh.
this way. You're like even in my mind,
Oh.
and I said even
Oh.
in your mind. Yeah, there we go.
I see.
Hey.
Let's go.
one thing just to keep in mind is that even harmonics exclude the fundamental, and so that's like already you're kind of stepping away from natural.
Right? Right?
Even harmonics exclude the
Yeah.
fundamental.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, 'cause
Always.
it's one.
Always, because it
One's
is
an
one.
odd.
Oh, right.
One
The
is not
fundamental is
even.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
That 135, dude.
Yep.
Smarty pants over here. Makes sense to you. Jeez. I'm still lost, dude. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Sorry. That was a bad joke. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Something to I want to dive into that more. Just
Even in
processing
odds?
even in odds differently.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that has potential. Or even here's a fun one. Filtering them differently. So if you had
Sure.
just
Kind of what's happening when you do the frequency shifter trick.
It is.
Right.
It is,
they're
right?
phasing in and out, so they're like, they're being bypassed.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you did a low pass on each of them individually though, so one was tucking out and then the other one came in and you just brought in the evens and then you just brought in the odds or something,
Do
that could
that.
be kind of
So
cool.
what you're describing is basically a synthesizer I'd love to design with a
synthesizer.
developer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I would, if I had any synth I could make, it would be essentially an additive synth that you have full control of distortion and ratios over different harmonic
Over
patterns.
specific harmonics.
Yeah. So you could do just like even harmonic distortion on the actual partials, the even partials specifically.
Yeah.
And you could apply it in different patterns, whether it be like a phasor comb type pattern.
Let's go.
Or like
Let's go.
an
That I love
overall
it.
curve that you could draw. That'd be a lot of it. Is when I describe this to developers, they usually scratch their head like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. But the thing is,
Right, tough one.
you would totally have to explore a lot of. You'd have to explore some unique and new ways to interact with a concept like this, because it's not just draw a graph and hit go. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as a developer, because a lot of those guys,
Yeah.
I mean, you hear them talking about like making a filter and how complicated it is to make like a really good filter.
Yeah. To just do
Like,
that.
To do some kind of fucking
Filter
sorcery
based off of harmonic
via
series.
code.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's
possible.
an
though.
intense one. You need a
That's
fucking
why Razor sounds so good.
special coder guy.
Mm-hmm. Then you could also do
Or just AI here in like 2 years.
or that will just do it for us. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, you
Just
want to
make
talk about
one.
AI, Dave? Let's go.
Meatbag says you were describing the above
2024.
plugin.
I would say I'm not. I would actually argue against it. I know what those plugins do. They're pretty much like, they are doing a certain form of isolation of the different harmonics that are meant to be excited, but they're very resonator based. Whereas what I'm talking about is actually like a form of, imagine if you could spectrally distort different harmonics and then refilter them in ways that I mean, this is kind of hard to describe, but I can just imagine the different ways you could interact with the amount of distortion. Because every time you distort anything, it creates additional harmonics, right? And those harmonics, that series that gets created is dependent on the shape or the curve of the distortion that you're pushing it into, right? And so if you have like an additive sound and you only distort harmonic number 1, you're going to get a certain series based on whatever the distortion algorithm is. And it's going to create maybe 3 harmonics extra, maybe up to 100, depending on how hard you saturate it. But imagine if then you could refilter those to different pockets and kind of like having those reduced down. And keeping it all in an additive space is really what I would focus on.
Yeah.
It would
Yes.
kill CPUs. I can tell you that.
Worth it.
Yeah, spectral processing requires either FPGA processing and or standalone processing, as the loads are super CPU intensive.
Yeah,
Is what
there's-
Meatbag
You
says.
said loads.
One of my favorite. I've been getting into modular. I had like a resurgence of that.
You've
the
been
last
going
couple of
hard
months.
on modular.
Yeah, and there's actually there's a oscillator in particular that I really want to get. It's called 3-body, and it's a
Isn't that a show coming out? 3-Body Problem?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it is.
Damn,
That's a plug for you,
I was off the
Netflix.
page,
What?
but this thing
Yeah, it's for real.
It's a digital oscillator. Even though it's a hardware unit, it's a digital oscillator that runs at 3.5 megahertz is its sample rate. 3.5 megahertz. So not
Whoa.
96K, not
What's going on there?
Yeah, so they are doing such an insane amount of up cycling to the
Right.
overall sample rate. It's because they wanted to have the most perfect or as high quality of phase distortion and amplitude modulation and frequency modulation as could possibly be had. And this is like magnitudes past what a computer, like a normal desktop PC could do.
Right.
And
What do you-
they're using an FPGA, like Meatbag Collector actually mentioned. They're using like, for those who don't know what an FPGA is, it's a very specifically designed circuit.
Frequency, pussy, gay ass.
That's exactly. Yep, you're right. But basically,
How did you know,
it's
Dave?
a specifically
I
designed
just spelled
circuit
it out, you know?
that's
Yeah.
able to handle one thing, like in particular, very very well because it's been designed just to do that. It's not.
So do you
Not
still
like a
run it on a
Raspberry Pi.
computer? Or what?
No, it's a hardware unit.
little
box.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'd have to have that thing outboard. But it's kind of insane. I used to be kind of an analog purist when I first got into modular.
Sure.
Because I was, you know,
That's modular.
you would see hardware units and you'd be like, why would I ever go with a digital hardware unit when the whole point is to go analog, right? Like, isn't that aren't they the same thing? And I found actually that the digital units that are out there, A, they give you way more flexibility in a much smaller footprint, and B, you get things like crazy high sample rates that you wouldn't normally get with a PC. Like you actually get higher resolution than you would imagine. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
cool
dope.
stuff.
Shout out the people who are pushing boundaries like that.
It's crazy how
We
many
need those
how many
people.
companies there are that do that nowadays. Because when I first was getting, like, back in the day, I was talking to Base 2 about modular, and like 10 years ago there was maybe like 20 big companies, and now there's like hundreds upon hundreds of companies making this shit, and they're all coming at it from different angles. I see spectral stuff. I see people doing like really weird types of synthesis that you would normally, like, I haven't even, like, there's something called a phase locked loop. I haven't seen any virtual instrument that accomplishes what this thing does, because it's basically giving you a really shitty oscillator that poorly follows the signal, and it has certain caveats to it because of how its circuitry just works. It's kind of like you can recreate a circuit bent device virtually by imagining, like, oh yeah, like a buffer, and having things like that, have it redux, but you're just kind of you're mimicking what it does and not actually doing what that circuit bent device is doing in real life.
Yeah.
Right. It's an illusion.
And that's kind of sick, though, that if there were only like 20 main companies, whatever amount of time ago, those 20 companies inspired all these newer companies to be like, oh, let's dive into just this fucking route and explore it so hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
So hard.
Hoopla, what up, bruh?
Oh, Hoop Daddy, what's up, boy?
What's up, y'alls? What we talking about?
I don't even
We
know
gotta
what
get
to say.
Meatbag over here to
We're getting
Colorado.
deep. I know,
Low-key.
Meatbag, you're gonna be a special guest one day.
Meatbag knows things.
We'll fly you out, buddy.
We gotta get the voice in here.
VIP, dude. He's fucking VIP. He says, RME, Evid, Dead, all rely on FPGA, even though they are all primarily digital devices. I don't know shit. Piss, he says.
Also, Hoopla, while you're here.
Piss, a very British thing to say.
Very meatbag thing to say, too.
Very
He always
meatbag.
just throws out
Very
a piss.
meaty.
Very meaty. Yeah, for sure.
Hoopla, have you ever experimented with trying to process odd harmonics versus even harmonics? I feel like I could see you going in that lane. I want to know.
I've been honestly, like with phase plan, I've been obsessed with paying attention to whether or not I'm using odd or even ratios, developing a certain sound.
Sure.
And
It makes a huge difference.
As I don't know what it is, but there's something about, like, I found as you develop, whether this is in phase plant or operator or any other FM synth, I found like when you'll notice that based on the core fundamental tone that you end up making, it'll usually be either even or odd harmonics that really keep the type of tone. It'll be one or the other. Yeah. And it's because you'll have a sound that is primarily one or the other. And I've been trying to be more conscious of that in my sound design and also my progression of like how I present songs in a structure.
Yeah.
I'll have a lot more, like if a song is like if you listen to it, a lot of songs will just follow one side of that kind of pile.
Right.
A lot of songs will just be like, oh, most of these sounds are of the odd order harmonic distortion types.
So when we were working on our
squarier.
remix track,
Yeah.
that was something you kind of like brought up, was all of our sounds are
Mostly
odd, right? And then I made a sound that was like a lot of like even based thing.
It sounded very different.
And it sounded different, yeah. But that was something we talked about, was there's two mentalities to approach it, and I don't think either is right or wrong. But you can approach it in the vein where it's like, we're building this aesthetic of odd harmonics, and that's fitting in a world. And in my mind, when I brought in the even harmonic thing, that was a change of pace that added like an accent or some sort of new.
A contrast.
And to me, like, that was sick.
Sometimes it can be a good contrast. Sometimes it also can be like, you just have to be conscious of it. Sometimes it can throw it off. Like sometimes it can kind of take a vibe out of the space that it was in.
And for our song, it did. Like at first, just because I
Yeah,
was
at
making, I
first
was
it
like,
was
I'm pumped
cool
on it.
'cause
And
it
then
was
we really
different.
listened and we were like, wait, it's a little too different.
Yeah, it felt kind of out of place because it wasn't.
Hoopla replies with, I don't really think about it for sound design stuff, but for subs, it totally changes the flavor.
Oh.
I really like 1 or 2 even harmonics for a sub.
Oh, honestly, I'm with you there. That's kind of how I build my subs. I have like a few presets
It's all
for.
just track dependent, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's just like some
Yeah.
songs you need that third.
And I'm
100%.
One thing that
Or
was
you-
interesting that Bass 2 does is he tunes his kicks
Shout out.
to 1/3 above the root note.
So
So he does.
if your root was E, he would do like you have G, he would do a G kick.
If your root was C, he'd do an E.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
or a minor
Why?
third. You know,
Because it'll
because they harmonically work
phase,
together.
yeah,
They
they'll
harmonically
phase
work
real,
together.
Yeah, yeah.
real well.
And then you can get a shorter kick.
No,
maybe?
they'll
No.
just it'll probably make it a lot easier. One, tonality,
Yep.
just having the kick into the sub, it's just gonna sound smooth.
They also are
Yeah.
kind of out of each other's way
Correct.
in that sense.
That's
Like-
true, right? You
like
have
instead
one
of them
fundamental here, one
fighting
there.
over over the same frequency space, the same octave. Now you're kind of having
Right.
one get out
They're
of the way, but it's still
interlocking.
in key.
I
Right,
like
right,
that.
right.
Cool
It-
idea.
it's like playing a tritone
That's fucking
in like
sick.
C
Cool idea, right?
minor.
That's really cool. I've never
Yeah.
thought about
Right.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really think about my kicks in that motion.
But if you tune your kicks even to ear, you probably still do it.
Well, no.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I don't consciously think about it, but when I'm in my sidechain mode, I'm in kick 2, and I'm
Like adjusting. that.
adjusting the pitch of the kick until it matches whatever sub I've landed on.
Right, right.
And so I technically make it end in tune anyways, or at least in a harmonic
that you like.
that I like and bodes well with the face.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried to pitch your kicks through the song to the notes that you're hitting with
No.
your basses or anything? I've been playing with that more. I think it's really cool.
I've done it.
I
I
think
feel
it's
like it
fucking
gets
sick.
kind of cheesy.
It can really
It can get
quick.
kind of cheesy if it's too much.
Yeah,
You-
if it's really atonal, then like if you're going up a semi or down a semi,
Exactly.
or, two,
or like you're
totally
working
fine.
with Frisian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only way you can get away with it. It seems like if you're only going pitching
That or
the kick up
just-
1 or 2 sometimes.
right. Or if you're just your kick is part of your 808, and your 808 bass line is
Oh.
just really a semitone up or down
Sure. Yeah.
kind of thing, then yeah.
I think it's
Meatbag
cool. It
says,
sounds,
"God,
it sounds
no."
cool. God,
Yeah,
no.
I'm just imagining like trying to micromanage the pitch of a kick throughout the.
Dude, it's
entire
actually it's
song.
not that bad. It's not that bad.
Are you doing it based on just if you could imagine the inferred chord progression? You're just keeping it to that, or like literally every note.
The inferred chord progression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so the
that makes more sense.
general.
Okay, not as
yeah.
bad. Not
yeah,
as
not
bad.
as bad.
I'm imagining every note.
Yeah, not
right,
every
right.
That
note.
would be.
Right.
oh.
And typically, even when I'm doing it, like let's say you have a 4-chord progression, I'll have like one dominant kick through the first 3 chords, and then the last chord might change, or maybe like right before or something.
Right, right.
So it's not like your kick is like all over the place, but like having just a little bit, like I don't know, it just gives so much life to the kick. I feel like there's so many just like stagnant kicks in the world.
There are.
Right?
I've been really. So I went through my whole sample designing kind of process and got a bunch of fun samples that I like out of over the last couple of months. I've been finding that as I go to use them, they're really great, but they just don't quite have the layers that they need. So I've been.
Interesting. Okay.
It's good. They're like the foundational piece of the sound that you need. It's the foundation of the kick. But then I've been experimenting with a lot of different ways to add new tails. I mean, you just saw I went straight into Dave's room and made snare tails for like an hour or 30 minutes or so.
Which also we need to talk about that
that
after.
was fun.
Hilarious.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Then experiment with convolution. That's been good.
Yeah.
What other ways, if I could go around
I thought
the
you were
room-
going to show me something and said you were just trying some shit out that was on your mind.
Well, I mean,
Nice.
but we found some cool
Hilarious.
stuff.
Yeah.
He
It
started.
was cool. It was cool.
Like convolving noise with noise will create metallic overtones.
I have a hard time watching people produce.
Yeah,
After
we
a
were
while,
talking
I'm
about
like,
this.
I gotta go.
Really? I
can't
love
sit
it.
here anymore.
I love it, especially when
No,
it's
I
someone
don't
that
like it.
knows more, or at least has a new concept. Like, let's just fucking play.
I already
Let's
got the
just
concept
see.
though. John made the concept very clear within like
So even better. So now you get
1
to play
minute of us
that you
doing it,
understand
and then
it.
I
No,
was
but he's
like,
not. He's
he
watching him play.
He was watching me play.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, I
was
wasn't
just
doing it.
Well, that's how
experimenting.
you play with two people on a DAW. You can't both play at once, you know?
Yeah,
That's how it
or
goes.
you just don't do that.
Yeah, you just
Didn't-
don't play with two people on a DAW.
Didn't
Yeah,
Bitwig
that's
say?
not-
Didn't Bitwig say it would have a multiplayer DAW at some point?
Yes.
I don't know about
I
that.
think
They
we talked about
advertised
that.
that.
We
like a
can
month
do
ago or
that.
something.
We're literally room across the room. I'll just send him a track, and then he can
Not the
multiplayer.
same.
No, yeah, that's not
real
multiplayer.
time, I want to be able to solo.
There
my own
is one
thing.
online.
Explain
that you can
how
do, but
real
I
time
don't
would
know
be
about
fun.
Bitwig.
How would
I
it be
pause
fun?
for a second, and then he does stuff.
No,
and then
like-
he
No, no,
pauses
no.
for a
Like,
second, and
there's
then I
two
No,
do
you do it
playheads.
at the same time.
There's two playheads that can just be going on wherever they want in the
Yeah.
track. And as I'm editing something, it's just locked down from you being
Okay,
able
well
to
that's
fuck with it.
different than what we're talking about.
No,
Okay.
no, it is. No,
That's
it's
what I'm
not.
talking
Well,
about.
Yes, it is. We're talking about one person sits down and doesn't do anything and watches the other person go.
okay.
And then
Well,
they
yeah.
switch.
The original point that I was making was
Yeah.
I get very bored very
Yeah, same.
quickly when I'm watching other people
Yeah,
do
I don't want
things.
to do that.
Once we're past the initial point of like, here's the idea, then I'm like, I get the idea. I would enjoy doing that idea, but I don't want to watch it happening.
Yeah,
It's
You
like
know?
Different.
cucking, but for
Yeah.
producers.
Yeah.
It is.
Just like
it is like cucking.
Let's call it.
like Meatbag
it's,
just said.
It's pucking.
What is pucking?
Producer
I
cucking.
mean,
producer cucking. It's pucking. Yeah,
It's pucking.
pucking.
It's puck holding.
You got pucked.
Puck holding.
I don't want to get pucked.
Puck riffing.
Puck-
Let's not call it that. It's just
puck
meatbag.
holding.
All right.
You
I don't
brought
know.
it up,
I think
meatbag.
I think there's something special. Like, I totally get why you guys would get bored about like, oh, I'm in the room and someone's been producing for an hour and like I haven't done anything. That's fair. But like, there's something that happens when you have two people in the same room together compared to just sending your songs online. Like, here's my new draft. You work on it. Here's my new draft. Like, there's something. It's just a different.
It is
flow and a
different.
It is a
It's
different
not
vibe.
for me.
Yeah.
Not for me very much.
And that's okay. That's okay.
What
I've
I've
done
been
it a
doing-
bunch. I get bored so fast. I'm immediately out of it. I
When-
fucking can't just sit there
Really?
and listen and
Yeah,
care.
the
you're,
vibe
you're just
disappears.
done.
No, I don't
Interesting.
want to listen to
So-
that shit over and over.
So I've been doing a lot of collabs in the last couple of months, and
Yeah.
I think what I've found is to help fill that void, because some people are cool just chilling next to the other person, staring at
Sure.
them, what they're doing, right? Like just
That's me.
watching them.
I'm
and
so down with it. I
some
love it.
some people will go to TikTok and just kind of zone out and wait till for their turn. I know Noisia, for example, they would have like an Xbox
Right,
or something.
right.
In
That's
the
my
other room,
vibe.
and they'd be playing
That's a
like
good vibe,
Street
too.
Fighter or some
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
while just waiting for their turn.
Much
Yeah.
better.
But one
I'm
thing
into that.
one thing I've been doing is I've been setting up my laptop with Sonobus
Also a great move.
and just being like, hey, if we switch, just like record the last 30 seconds of whatever we're working on, and I'll like print it into my own Ableton on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And I can put on headphones and make noises or fuck around with an idea and save it as a rack and bring it right in and keep going.
Yep.
when I sit down in the main seat.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've been enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
stuff
don't think
like
I could
that.
do that either. I don't think I could do that either.
What if
I like that.
Meatbag, there is
I like
something
that idea. But
intimate about two men in a room getting sweaty over a DAW.
meatbag, you motherfucker?
yeah, that's true. No, I'm.
That's
I'm
why you
more
get
on
the VIP tag.
Give me the controller and we'll switch. Because I like the brain on, brain off.
Like actually
brain
switch
on,
off.
Brain off.
Don't get too locked in.
Yeah, I don't want to get, especially when it's two people. And
Same,
then
I need the breaks anyway.
once we're
Yeah.
to the point where the song is an actual song, I feel like only one person should work on it, anyways.
I could see.
Really?
Because then, yeah, you get way into fucking the dirt. You
Yeah.
get way into the dirt. Like
You
once
could
you
easily
both,
ruin it.
yeah, once you both are like, all right, that's cool. We just basically need a
Don't
little bit
break
of
it.
flair.
Don't
Yeah,
fuck it up.
yeah. Don't break
right.
the
Just
concept.
Somebody finish it, like give it all the little tweaks, and then mix.
Yeah, mix and do little flippy moves.
For sure.
Right.
And
And
whatever
once
the
it gets
things
time
are.
to mix down and kind of finalize, I get it.
It's a one person.
Yeah.
And
I'm just saying that there is that period. You know, I feel like we could write out the different stages that people go through when they
Agreed.
write a song. It's like there's the journey and exploration of like self-discovery, right? Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
discovering like what is this song?
What is the
it trying
vibe?
to say? And
Right.
eventually you decide like this is what it is. This is what it's trying to say.
Yeah, you
And then-
figure out the
and then
motif.
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, it becomes a game of not changing what it's saying and really
mining it.
just like etching it out and smoothing and sanding.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
it's definitely a whole thing.
It's like your initial sculpt. Dude.
Initial
You got to get the basic shapes going, and then you start.
squares, signs, the saws.
Eventually, you got to get the wrinkles. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta smooth those out.
I was doing this thing.
You smooth them out after you get them.
Throw some Botox in.
Hey, throw some Botox, inject it.
If that's what you're into.
Like 5 days ago or something, I got pumped again on the 30-minute challenges where you
I
just
saw that.
I saw that Instagram
Yeah.
posts.
You were hyped.
you just write a thing in 30 minutes, like whatever you can make. But one of my goals, because I've done this a lot through being on like Twitch streams. Do you want vape?
No.
Yeah, this is for you.
Thank you.
One of my goals
That's why he asked
was you have to make an intro, the drop, and then a B section drop and master it in the 30 minutes. Because I was used to
interesting.
doing like
Okay.
just the like 8-bar loop in 30 minutes thing. I was like, okay, let's try and push it a little more. And something I was like realizing during it was you have to just get out a motif or a concept
Quickly.
like so quick. And in the first like 5 minutes, like you write that motif and it's like, okay, here, that's the thing. How do I just like expand upon that concept in whatever way? And especially for like the B section was really interesting because a lot of the time, like my B sections can lead to going in like a very different route, you know? But when you don't have a lot of time, you're like, okay, let me just keep it in this vein and let me subtly do something and just change it a little. And I don't know, it was working my brain in a fun way.
I found when you put a timer like that on yourself, you reach for things that will really shorten the process of certain steps of writing. Like when if I like, for example, for this 24-hour session coming up, I'm not going to spend 2 hours on a snare. I'm going to, like, if I'm not happy with a sound, I'm going to be a lot quicker to just go find a new sound that fits better.
Yeah.
Or be happy with the results and move on because you don't have the time or the
it's a
luxury to
hot
just
potato.
spend a lot of time on one
Dude,
thing.
24 hours
Yeah.
for a competition is like.
Yeah. Even if it's a one minute
Here we
piece
go,
of music,
baby.
you're
Yeah.
gonna want to make sure you're represented.
It does
fully.
not take me one day to make a beat.
So that's something that was also sick, especially thinking about
it
the
does, but it
contest we're
doesn't.
about to do. Is I think the way I'm going to approach it is I'm going to try and take 30 minutes and just write like 3 to 5 ideas and then pick the best idea. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm just going to start one thing and make it the best one
like
thing
that.
I can.
Give yourself some
a good
different
move.
paths.
Yeah, I think all of us should do that where just like sketch out a few ideas and be like, oh no, this one is definitely a better idea. Let me do it this way. I think
Yeah.
that would benefit
Something
all of us.
I'm gonna be using is gonna be that Voclia doubler.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've brought it up before, but it's essentially it's a plugin where you teach it your voice and then you can beatbox or hum and it'll put out MIDI based on that. It'll play drums. It'll like in real time. You could be like, boom, boom,
That'll be
Oh,
It'll
the vocal
actually-
to MIDI.
yeah, it'll actually convert
Nice.
in real time. So I'm honestly like sometimes I think the thing I least enjoy about producing on a digital audio workstation is the actual beat programming itself specifically.
Sometimes
I think
it's annoying.
yeah, just like, oh, I need to deal with all these different velocities now, and I need to put this one, I need
Sure.
to nudge this 1/16th note because it needs to be a little swung. And I know they keep adding features. Like it's great to see Ableton 12 with all the new MIDI gen stuff. It's a whole layer to learn to get integrated into your workspace,
Right,
workflow. But at the same time, like I've been really enjoying. I've got a contact microphone glued to the bottom of
Right.
my desk, and if I want to get a rhythm out, I'll just like hit record on the channel that's linked to that, and I'll just start like playing the beat with my hands, and I'll do a quick like convert to MIDI drums, and now I have a bunch of MIDI.
And then you have a little idea, a little sketch.
Yeah, I got
you
some
felt it in the
rhythms.
moment. You didn't
Yeah.
need to program
Didn't have
all the
to fuck
shit.
around too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
been really
I get
fun.
that. Yeah.
There's something to that with workflow and just flow state if we want to go there, like being in that mindset.
Why is my computer known to find us?
Files are missing.
It wanted to chime in.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo,
Yeah. No. Activate Windows. Shut up, meatbag.
Fucking meatbag.
This shit's fucking
Hey.
activates. You're watching on Linux,
Hey,
son.
Mr.
I don't know if you knew this, but this is Linux, bro.
Hey, Mr. Gates.
No, he's already got all my corn.
Real quick, can someone just name an artist?
Name an artist.
Name an artist.
Meatbag collector.
That's what I was thinking too. Damn it.
Van Gogh.
Music
Van
artist.
Gogh. Linus
Linus?
from Linus and Lucy. He plays the piano. The fuck?
Oh,
Herbie
Come
Hancock.
on, guys. Jesus. He's the one playing the piano in Peanuts.
Meatbag
time.
Collector is the one that said
Caspa.
that too.
Casper. Let's go.
Let's go.
Shout out Caspa,
Yeah.
dude. True OG. Fucking A. I was listening to him the other day, and he just shit he comes out with today. I'm just like, fuck, it's so cool. And it's so simple. It's like one wub in like 8 bars, just and you're like, that's sick. So cool. So fucking cool.
Wish you would've put
Why
a-
is it
I wish you'd
still
have put a-
cool?
Wish you had a reverb throw you could have just put on right then.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
True.
so I don't know what the fuck made me think of this, but
Oh, that's why.
Dave and I, like
disconnected
4
somehow.
months ago, had this little conversation about taking, like, let's say you had a sine wave at F0, and then through Serum, you could bring it down another 2 octaves or 3 octaves or something, right? So you bring it like super, super low, super slow.
Yep.
So taking, if you did a sound like that, and then you cut out the bass and added your own bass, what is it like with those new harmonics that are dropped so far down? How can you play with something like that, or how can you
What
base
can you
it?
do with those?
Yeah, or
What can
like,
you do with a super low frequency?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it'll
Out-
interact with distortion units pretty significantly. I think also just
That fixed things.
yeah, when no more hum. We used to have a ground loop.
There was a hum.
You cleaned it up.
Oh, yeah, it's because
Look at you. That's why we
Computer
call
was not
Caleb the
plugged in.
janitor. He cleans shit up.
the loop went into here and
Well,
The loop was looping.
now it's grounded into the power.
let's
Very
go.
nice. Continue.
So I was just saying, with super low frequencies, I mean, you probably already do this because when you use an amp, like if you do auto pan and you have it as like a tremolo effect, right, where it doesn't do stereo.
If you have it at like 8
If-
hertz,
yeah, 8
or
hertz
something.
is what you're talking about. Basically, you're doing amplitude modulation, ring mod is also the same concept of just
Yeah.
subtracting a signal.
Dude,
I've been using ring mod a lot more.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just for ring mod is a cool effect. I think that
that is a fucking super
The-
cool
You're gonna
one.
be standing there for a while.
the power of ring mod is really not just using the inbuilt oscillator signal that's usually with whatever the ring mod device is, but sending signals to it, like having another sound that's in your track already going to it, or making a sound specifically to interact with it.
Okay.
And all
I
ring
can
mod
see
is
that.
doing is it's just a multiplication of signal. That's how like I learned this from all the modular fuckery, but basically it's
Sure.
it's just taking the amplitude of one signal and multiplying it by the amplitude of another signal. That's why you get a flutter with a sine wave, because it's at times at 0 and then sometimes at not 0.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really fast.
We're good.
How did it go so fast?
Yeah.
Because
Because it didn't actually die.
yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
fully
That's
die
fair.
all the way. It was asleep for a second.
That's fair. That
Yeah,
was
shout out Ring Mod.
remarkably fast.
That's why I was like, quick.
I remember
I've been-
Noisia talking about. Or go ahead.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was just
or
saying
you-
I've been loving ring mod for stereo effects. Just like adding stereo, injecting stereo. It's like a fun
okay.
way to do
Sure.
it.
Kind of inappropriate to talk about injecting stereo.
Injecting.
Injecting.
We'll bleep it out post pod.
I always I literally went in this last project that I was working on thinking to myself, I want to work on this concept, and then I didn't do it. But I've done it before. I have managed to do it a couple times. It's just such an annoying process in the initial stage. But the idea is you do a super low subnote where the like second harmonic is whatever you want your root note to be, and then you just cut off the low end. So you're not using any of that low end, but your harmonic content is based on a different note than what your fundamental is, which seems like a fun way to do like 808s and things.
That's cool.
And I want to use that kind of an idea, but I just haven't fucked with it much.
I like that.
I might find that it makes it too fucking different to really blend with things within that note. But I don't really pay attention to the notes a lot these days. I just kind of try and find notes that work with the notes that I have.
Same. I found, honestly, like, I guarantee everyone in this room at one point or another has been writing a song, and when you go to put in a certain note that's really low in particular, it just doesn't sound right. But you find one semitone up or down is right to your ear.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Have you found that?
It's not perfect. That's why, right?
What is perfect?
There is no perfect.
That's the thing.
What do you mean?
Define perfect, Caleb.
Are we about to go into 432 right now?
Yeah,
are we about to
apparently.
dive into 432 hertz again?
No. We don't, I'm not bringing it up.
Listen,
I'm just saying that I will follow.
What is perfect, bro?
What
I'm pretty sure it's 432 hertz plus.
I mean, like I said,
I'm saying,
I'm at a
though,
420 hertz
well,
kind of guy. So.
if it's not perfect, if the hertz at which we're representing the notes by isn't exactly identical to what we describe as a perfect piano, then by the time we get past where a piano can even go, like C -2, is it still C? Or is it now detuned slightly because we're so
probably
far
is
off
detuned.
center?
Detuned.
Detuned.
It's probably detuned.
Detuned.
My favorite way to say the word.
Detuned.
Detuned.
I need a French person stat.
Yeah.
So they can say detune.
Meatbag Collector says microtonal music is sick as fuck.
Yeah, meatbag. That's why he has the VIP tag. Exactly.
Shit, son.
Dude,
God,
okay.
it's really hard to make it sick as fuck. I'll tell you that much.
True.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's not.
Sure, it's not.
You can't be super chordy and melodic-y and the
You
traditional
can't make it
sense.
sound like music?
You can't
Wow.
make it sound like music.
Amazing. It's going to be super easy. Sounds easy.
Yeah.
Sounds
No.
easy.
So the reason I'm saying this, it's a new thing for me. Me and John were just dicking around on like Sunday or Saturday or whatever the fuck. And we were just going out of scale, and all of our presets had weird pitches, and we had no
didn't
idea
care, though.
what scale we were in. Yeah.
I didn't really care.
And I kept working on the song, and I just went with the same mentality of like, scale is not important right now. Just use your ear.
Yep.
And it works out.
Yeah.
And your brain follows the phrase, even if it's not a perfect
Right, of
440
course. Well, it's also
A
because
minor scale.
you've been trained in a normal 440 A minor scale. That's why your brain leans towards that.
So maybe I'm implementing a bit of that into
Yeah,
it,
there's
which I'm sure I
definitely
am.
there's
Yeah.
Of course.
definitely a bias because you're like that microtonal. You're like, it's a little flat.
No, but
and
that's
you
the
bring
thing.
it up
is
to-
we're inherently doing it super like half steppy.
Right,
Like, part
but
of the
even that
phrase-
half step, an A minor scale half stepped is still going to sound better
Oh.
when it's all stepped correctly.
Oh, that-
so you're
okay.
still harmonically setting everything after your root note correctly.
You're right,
Just
you're
based
right.
off the bias that you're used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Not-
it's all subjective.
Well, sure,
And-
but that's what I'm saying. It's his subjective experience with how he's
Sure.
experienced chords. So his brain is like, oh no, this third needs.
It's
to
all
be
an
slightly
illusion.
higher.
Honestly, exactly.
Which
Yeah,
makes us all so fucked up that we're
Correct.
focusing so heavily on it.
Meatbag.
One thing I've been fucking with recently is I watched this YouTube video where this guy was talking about modal shifts in
Saucy.
chord patterns, which basically the idea is if I have a 1/4, I don't know like super like specific chord patterns, but whatever. 1 4 3 2
Sure.
or some. I don't
Sure.
know. That's probably
1
a
5
terrible
4
one.
1.
1 5 4 1. And so what you can do is you have a major. Let's say it's a C major. 1 5 4 1. You can replace any of those chords with any parallel key.
Yeah.
So C minor,
The major
C
to the
mixolydian, like
Yeah.
any one of those twos can be swapped out for any of the twos as a fun thing to do. And you could also do like relative key,
Oh, the relative is what I was thinking. Yeah.
which is another fun way to do it. Like the 2 of the relative key, and so the
Yep.
2 of the main. Fun stuff.
Something I've been really
great. Look at you go, Dave.
It's good.
So the whole thing that sent me down the path of trying to relearn music theory and reapproach it was ultimately this concept called Neo-Riemannian theory.
Neo-Riemannian
Have you guys
theory.
heard of that?
Never.
That is my Roman Empire.
go.
dude.
Neo-Romanian
That
theory.
is my
It is a relatively
Neo-Riemannian theory.
it's a relatively new concept in music theory, relatively speaking, because of how old music theory
Sure.
actually is.
Oh, like
It's
relatives.
in the last 100 years or so.
Right,
Like
old.
uncle and
It's
aunt.
been
Yeah.
kind of been getting cracked open and figured out a little bit more, but it's all based on transitions between like from a starting chord or scale and doing transforms to move into other adjacent scales and then moving eventually.
Right.
It essentially follows something called the Tonnetz chart, which
Tonnetz.
if you want to pull it up, it's Tonnetz. It looks
I already don't like it.
it looks like literal chemistry when you see it.
I actually okay.
I think it's really
kinda is cool.
intriguing, but this is one of the tools.
I spelled it right out of the gate.
Look
folks.
at that. Isn't
Look
that
at
like
you.
sick?
I mean, he spelled it right.
No, I put this in.
I know, but he spelled it out.
I know,
too.
but I didn't remember after the TO. I'm dyslexic as fuck. The
think
moment
you
he
did.
started
That's
rattling
fair.
letters
That's
off,
fair.
I
That's
was-
fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's going fifths that way.
There's different directions. Exactly. It'll jump in transitions to the fifth. It'll also do like minor thirds in one direction, and then I forget
Oh, so it's fifth that way, fifth this way, because DF, FA.
something like that. Yeah.
But
honestly,
then
I need.
what is
This
horizontal?
says minor, major, so all the reds are major,
Oh, it
all
explains it.
blues are minor.
Hell yeah.
But essentially, Neo-Riemannian theory uses this chart to write your music, and it's made up of different steps and patterns that you can make to make your different chord changes. Which I don't know enough about this to be able to talk any shit past what I've said. But
Sure.
Oh, a
It's
fun
pretty-
way to make music.
I'll
Just pick notes that are attached to each other, right?
But I will say-
see what's
or in a
happening.
line, maybe.
I will
A minor triad is dark blue.
Triad.
yes,
So B, D, F.
ACE.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
C
Yeah,
E
yeah.
flat G.
Yeah. And then major
F,
triad
A
is
flat
red.
C.
You see C
Right.
E G right
Flat
there. C major.
5, sharp 5. Okay, I see what's happening here.
And so the idea is you can basically, so this is just the Tonnetz chart, but Neo-Riemannian theory uses this as sort of like the table, which you then maneuver, right? Like there's different patterns you can,
Right, you can make,
traverse
like, a-
to make a certain type of chord progression.
you can make a Nazi sign here, and that could be a whole scale.
Oh, wow. How fun.
Yeah, so
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they call them relative,
what it
parallel,
is.
and leading tone. And
Sounds like
so
something Tom Finster would do.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Tom Fittler.
What's cool about this,
Fiddler.
if you pull up a YouTube video and listen to just some examples
Okay.
of Neo-Riemannian transforms, you'll start to go, oh, that's how Hans Zimmer makes all the fucking cool music.
Oh,
Like-
really?
Like you'll
Or
hear
Tipper using his weird fucked up scales.
just like it's really unique chord transitions that normally would not be approached in a traditional music theory mindset. I mean, unless you're like a very well endowed jazz enthusiast, like, and you understand all the theory behind that, like. This is one of those ways that people have been finding. Yeah, F and N transforms in film music. I've watched this before, and it's just cool to hear.
needs more
Oh,
color.
cool graphics.
It's
Oh,
Spider-Man. dude.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but listen,
It's a
listen,
professional
listen.
show.
Oh, I see that breath back into the next chord. Yeah, I see.
Was it that one?
Yeah, watch top right. There's a number that pops up. There's the N transform.
Yeah, so that
Whoa.
fucking
Oh.
So yeah, this is a
The third
whole
one in.
path to go down. This is the entire reason I'm trying to get back into music theory is because I want to get to the point where I really understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so I have a question for you then. At what point does understanding benefit you, and what point does it inhibit you?
I think so here's where it gets cool is if you learned all of this and just kept it to this, I think it would be this rule book that you might be trapped following, but pairing this with actually playing an instrument and like jamming on the instrument is
feeling
where
stuff out.
it becomes like a new superpower, right? Like when you can combine the practical use of the instrument with some of this theory knowledge, you'll start to then stray from the tradition and hit the wrong notes. Or
right, it's the application.
Stray from the tradition.
Exactly.
No.
You're the best.
He's bringing it. We got to
he's bringing it.
Water boy.
I had a request.
Oh, you texted him?
You're the man.
Jesus, dude. Thanks, Margaret.
Love you, AT.
So that's something I've been.
Did
really
y'all
trying
hear
to get
him
more
stepping
into.
That's
in the
like-
room?
Oh, no,
I could.
I heard him.
I didn't hear it.
It was like, boom, boom.
Damn, look at those transients.
You like that? You can use that as an impulse response, everybody.
John, something that gets me pumped up is you've been making music like 20 plus years, and you are now really diving into the music theory side of things. And that's exciting because like no matter what point and no matter how much you learn, you can make insane shit prior to your 20 years, you know? But then you're just adding a little something extra to it.
I'll just say that when I can sit down and practice chords and scales,
Like playing them or just
playing
going
them,
through
like
them?
actually playing them on a piano. That's when probably the most music inspiration will ever come out. Like it's actually insane how much more inspiration you'll get.
Dude,
just
it's so
sitting there
natural.
practicing, and then you'll all of a sudden hit a couple different chords. You're like, oh, I hear this in my head.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
right now you can. You have so much to relate to everything that you're doing. So as you're pushing notes down and trying to think of things, like I just never grasped this concept of like, oh, I can just borrow other chords from other keys based on whatever the key that I'm in is.
Yep.
And it's such a simple idea. And now, because I've fucked around with this shit for so long, I see the idea and I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to implement that pretty simply. And then you fuck with it and you're like, yeah, okay, that's sick.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
These ones together are so fun. And they don't sound like things that I'm used to, which is the most boring thing ever about making music is it sounding the same all the time.
Well, and that's what.
Oh, it's so boring.
One big light bulb moment I had in the music theory journey, and I was writing down a lot of different terms that I was coming across as I'm trying to learn this because I'm like, why? I'm on the search of like, why do I like these 4 chords? Not those 4 chords, but these 4 chords specifically. For some reason, they just sound great to me, and I really vibe with them. And I've learned chromaticism is a big explanation for a lot of the stuff that I couldn't explain.
Chromaticism.
Have you guys heard of that?
Is that half steps playing?
It's just taking, like...
Is that what we did with our song?
The chromatic scale is just any note on an actual, like, 12... or it's any note in an actual...
Is that what it is?
Piano.
So just using the 12 notes
Like
in a
an
scale.
octave.
Right, because the chromatic scale is just every single note.
Every single
in
note. Yeah. A
succession.
through G.
I know that scale. I know that scale.
Theory God over here.
Yeah.
Me too.
But my point is I think that there's a lot of music, a lot of bass music that does chromaticism. Probably
Electronic music
like
in general is very chromatic.
And I think the
Correct.
reason for it is because of sampling.
Yes.
Nerds.
I was just going to
Because
say.
people do pitching up
They're
and
not
pitching
musicians.
down.
Right.
Well, they're not musicians, but they also are working with a piece of audio that's been printed to the scale and key that it's in.
Of course.
And then they pitch it up in a sampler, and now it's just one semitone up.
Oh, and if
You
they're
know.
doing a chord
You
and it's
both
just one
just-
It
chord.
just goes
Not
one up.
musicians.
You
And
both
now-
just said the exact same thing.
We did.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, because
That's-
old rave music, that's how it was made.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the original electronic music was made like that. Now we cannot get away.
Yeah.
We're so nostalgic driven towards that. Yeah, like you take any piano and then sample it and then just start pitching it around and I get a boner. I don't even care about the original piano sound, but the moment it's pitched up and down and repeats, I'm like, oh, it's a rave stab.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then there's
But
just
that's-
cum
I just
being
need.
developed.
And that's
I
what
need
I
kick
mean.
drum
in his
That's what I
balls.
mean
Yes.
by when it comes to
Immediately.
the chromatic nature of
Right.
of the newer generation of music. Like
let's
people,
go, Dave. I love having you here.
it's a generation of musicians who don't quite know the rules, the traditional rules of writing music. And
Right.
they're
For sure.
they're basically like fucking it all up by just using like semitone values and whatever they
Great.
feel. But it's kind of
Not now,
created an
thanks to
entire-
chroma.
That is one of the interesting things with color bass is that it's trying to reinvigorate and remove some of that capability.
Yeah, make it more
And
gay.
it's actually it's doing
Yeah.
a sick job. I
no,
think.
no, it's definitely making it more gay. It's doing a great job
Oh.
at making it more.
Sure. Yeah.
No,
I
um,
like it. I
no,
like
it
the
is
path
c-
color bass is
Yeah,
going
no,
down.
I think I'm glad color bass exists.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm
it's cool.
very glad.
I just think that people are going to over focus on it.
Oh, yeah.
They do with
and
every
they're not
genre.
going to think about the other aspects, but it will be a style of music.
Yeah, but that's
Don't get
what-
me wrong. Like it's
the
gonna be a thing.
subgenres will
Everyone will, yeah.
will sparse from it.
Inevitably.
It'll just end up taking however
Which
long.
is happening right now. Like,
right with us right here.
Ooh.
We are subgenre in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they should actually
Yes, yes,
do instead of giving everybody
Chroma.
money toward synth?
It wasn't.
Plug
It
in
wasn't
or
toward
whatever.
synth. It's toward minimal audio stuff. So
It
anyway,
was It was
It's
Chroma
both.
plus. It was
It's
it was
both.
synth.
Yeah.
because there's two
Synth
different
first.
companies.
Yes.
It was-
Synth first
it
and
was
then minimal audio after that.
it was
Oh,
both.
So we're
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
both.
It was
Yes.
both. Yeah.
I didn't see the minimal.
You're right, we
audio
are
part.
getting both.
I just saw the synth.
Because we're
pretty
gonna
good.
win.
It said synth plugin, and then it said Chroma or another one.
Yeah, they also made.
I
it
never
right-
saw anything that said minimal in there.
No, it's after.
No,
that.
that's a new one. It happened like
brand new.
yesterday.
Separate. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
New announcement.
Well, what they should do is tell everybody they have to use Chroma
Oh,
as a part of the rule, and then they give
shit.
everybody Chroma, obviously, so that we can
Right.
use it. And
I like that.
But we need a.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't
Free
like
trial.
that because I think it'll make everything sound the same.
Well,
That's
because it's
okay,
Chroma.
though.
Chroma has a
no,
very
not on. You don't have to
particular-
use it on everything. You just use it on something.
Using
Yeah.
it anywhere will sound the same.
Now, is
No,
that-
I think
is-
that's okay though.
Now, is that a diss on the plugin? Are you just making me happy right now?
oh.
I think. I mean, I'm kind of dissing on the plugin a little bit. I
Even
think it's-
Chroma though?
Ah,
I thought
Yeah.
Chroma was supposed to be the new one that didn't make it just sound like the thing.
I think it
It
sounds
does.
always the same.
think
it
Yeah,
always
yeah.
just
It's
makes it
using the
sound-
same. It's
you just
basic-
pick the chord, right? You just pick what chord you want,
You
and
can
then
send it MIDI, and
No
it'll
idea.
like it basically is like pitch map, but with a different color. It's
Right,
a different color
right.
of pitch map.
Yeah. I thought
I
it was
think-
like an advanced.
I
pitch
think
map.
it's
That's
pretty
no,
It's
simple.
like a more basic.
I think it's pretty simple
Really?
for me
Okay.
to add it on as like a flavor to
Sure.
like even just the noise on the song. You know,
right.
I get to use it in my own way.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Did we lose comments?
No, they're up here. They're just disappeared because I'm
They've been gone for a while.
been being dumb.
Right.
They're there.
Meatbag says I don't
And
enjoy
it
hearing
also
buildups in
says-
EDM. Meatbag, you're not alone.
True.
So let's.
See, that's exactly what I feel. I feel like there is a particular tonality to these plugins, and I get it. They have a cool, fun, new vibe, but I hope no one out there bases their entire vibe around them because it will be overplayed,
See,
overhyped.
Oh, it'll die.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling that we're like almost moving faster than plugins can keep up. Because to me, Chroma is a response to the last 5 years of bass music, and they're like,
Color
"Oh,
bass.
here's a plugin that does that."
It's a
And you're like,
color-based plugin.
well, you're
does
5
it all
years
in
too
one
late.
spot.
You're 5 years too late.
Yeah, it's like we already can do that
we were
now.
ghetto rating this to infinity. Like,
Right.
we don't
That's
need
how like
Chroma.
future. That's how future development of
I guess
of,
that's how it
music
always
style,
goes,
It's
though,
always
I
how
guess.
it goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like somebody comes out with an easier and faster way to do the thing everyone used to
Oh.
spend tons
Well,
of steps to do.
Then the point
Yeah.
is, how do you break it?
Well,
because
then
that's how
no one breaks it.
hip hop began.
Yeah,
They were breaking the MPC. They made a whole new genre.
so I
'cause of
could
this
see
typical thing.
I could see one possible route that comes out of the color base is actually like noise or almost like I would call it void bass, or
I
something.
like that.
Something
Noise
that ignores the potential for any chords or any harmonic structure and only
more
focuses
atonal.
on atonal. So I bet there will be
my steez.
a bunch of emos out there that make the opposite of color bass and purely want to go with the noise cores and they get rid of all the harmonic
Just like
structure.
rhythm, right?
Honestly,
Kind of
in a way.
rhythmy, but yeah,
I
a
don't
new
know.
version of
Rhythm's
rhythm.
still-
Rhythm's too loud.
Rhythm's not noisy enough. Rhythm has enough harmonic.
Not noisy
content.
enough?
No, you're not.
I
thinking,
disagree with that.
Do you know? Have you listened to noisecore?
Yeah, we're talking about.
Like
I was just
actual
gonna say
noise
like
core? No.
noise core.
It
Yeah,
is literally noise.
it's like somebody
Okay.
unplugging and plugging back in a distortion.
Sounds
pedal
like
a bunch of
also
times.
too noisy.
Okay.
It's very noisy. Not my vibe.
No,
Yeah.
way too
Okay.
noisy.
Okay.
Rhythm and noisecore can, stay in the exact amount of popularity that you're already in.
There we go.
Not very popular.
Well, folks, I think we should move on to our next segment here. As much as I love noise basses,
Oh fuck!
We
That's
did an hour and a half.
next time
We
you
are at
come
an hour
on,
and a
John.
half.
We have to talk about noise bases. As much as you may not care now, since you're a master at making them.
I love noise basses still. I just think that if you only lean on it, you're late.
a chump.
You are late.
Yeah, you are definitely.
It's a snore fest if you're
And
only
I
doing
agree-
a noise bass in your song.
There's a couple different things we could talk about with that, like sends or foghorns. Like if
I
you're
love
just
foghorns.
if you're just now leaning on that, you're a little late.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was listening to foghorns
Foghorns are gone.
way
And also-
pre-COVID, like
Oh.
2018,
Are they trumpets
2019. No, but they're just another element now that's another tool in your tool bag to use in your track. Like it shouldn't be a fucking foghorn song.
Yeah,
There should
exactly.
be no more just straight foghorn songs.
Which is what you
At
said.
least.
You said I don't remember when you said, but like a
Ideally.
few weeks ago, John. We have some homework. Is you were saying you're getting bored of the concept of the squonk with like a lot of these left field guides,
Right,
Like the
right.
Right? Like everyone has
Yes.
figured that out. We've done that. Like, what is the next phase of
I
that?
think
What's
it's just
the-
a more complex version of it. I think not enough people have like I've spent a lot of time making new squonks and
New squonk.
they
Show me.
The idea is about like you need to make them thicker and deeper and find
Deeper,
ways,
guys?
Find ways to imbue that quality across a much larger frequency spectrum.
Wider, deeper.
That would be my.
I
That's
love
the
it.
direction I've been going.
love it.
Can you give him an accent?
Yes. So
You
also
know,
that
like
can we
have
make
it-
it British?
Yeah.
Can we make
like
a British squonk?
what is that even?
Can we
what
make a
does that even
German? Yeah. Right.
Maybe
But in
this-
theory, it's
British.
possible. It's
maybe
possible.
maybe they're already.
It's bass noise.
I mean, seeing as
Spice
Tipper,
noise.
came from London, I
Yeah,
think they're
sure.
already all British.
Oh.
That's true. So how do we make a Yankee?
So how do we make
squonk?
it American? Yeah.
I mean, I think that's rhythm.
Yeah, you're right. It's just sine wave with
You
white
convolute
noise.
it. You convolute it with gunshots.
Hey, and school shootings.
Also, bad idea.
Oh,
not
Jesus.
not a bad idea. Gunshot sounds is convolution.
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Actually.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
next favorite snare.
Oh, we didn't even get into the convolution. Next time.
We've gone an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all right.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna be all right.
We're chilling.
Gunshots in music is illegal. You won't get radio play. Tell
Guess-
that to
is that
every
where
rapper
you-
ever.
Who is getting radio play?
Is that what you want? Radio play.
Yeah.
Oh, is
What is
yeah.
radio play?
The fuck?
So
that
we
should
gotta.
be your only goal as an artist is to get on 93.3. So
Bro. You could
been-
get. I bet
used to
you
work-
I could get a song on radio
I used to work at a
with
radio
gunshots.
you think so?
Yeah.
I worked at a radio station. For a
Local
bit.
radio though.
Did you? What?
College radio.
That's cool.
But it was still a real radio station.
Welcome back to 1103.
He was
I
he was the
didn't-
talker.
I-
He was
I
the guy
luckily-
talking.
I luckily was not the voice DJ.
We're back for your Friday morning.
I would love to be
The time slot
fucking
that I
DJ.
had was like 1 a.m. to 2
I believe
2 a.m. at like
believe
on
you.
like a Thursday.
Oh shit!
something
Yeah.
like
You're
Yeah,
like
it was
switching
sick.
tape.
Maybe Tuesdays.
Right, exactly.
It was cool to learn about LUFs and
Oh, sure.
it makes you realize
The broadcast?
like, loudness is first and foremost.
Right.
Like LUFs, for example, was first and foremost made for the broadcast and film industry as like a standard for people to comply with. Like,
Right, right,
you
right.
need to.
Did you figure out how to get that
Standard.
radio loudness that they talk about? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I did not. That was this was.
They
like,
didn't let you in on the limiters
Dude, this was early
at the
on.
radio station.
I remember it was definitely one of the more interesting interviews that I've ever had in my life. They
That's fun.
It was interrogation style where they had all the lights
Oh.
off and a spotlight on me and they asked me like, weird questions.
What?
There's a bunch of goofballs running the radio station. It's fun.
Right. That's fun.
Oh, so they were doing that, but in a fun way.
do that.
It was
That
pretty cool.
sounds so fun.
In the future,
To interview people that way.
That's true.
we will need people to help us run 400, and we
Maybe-
can interview people like that.
It made,
We'll
made
get them
me
in a dark
nervous
room
as
and
hell.
just.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
So
I was like,
awesome.
oh
Yeah.
my God, these people are.
These people are
right.
wild.
All right, this kid coming in here today, he's 22.
Yeah.
So he can drink,
Fuck
so
with him.
we're good.
Oh,
you
I was.
know?
I was
Yeah.
like,
But also,
I was 19.
we're going to fucking
Oh.
grill the shit out of him.
Dude, I
So that was
sweating.
yesterday?
Wish.
Meatbag, shout out Shadow Hills. We have a question from your cousin, I'm assuming. Skeet Bag Deflector,
Whoa, ski bag deflector in the building?
a.k.a. Skeet Bag Deflator.
Whoa, me bag collector
He asks
deflections.
a question from X. 30-minute challenges, are they overrated or underrated?
Ooh.
Give me your thoughts, boys. He says.
Underrated.
Underrated. I will also say underrated.
I think not enough people do them.
Yeah.
I don't do them enough.
I don't do them enough.
Woo!
We
A
should-
rare instance where we get 4 people agreeing.
We
Underrated.
should set up a live 30-minute challenge
Yeah.
On Discord?
sponsored by 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Wherever we
100%.
have like a Zoom
We should
call
do
or
that.
something.
We should
and
do that.
everyone
Yeah, we
just
can do it on Discord.
Yeah.
Sure.
All we need to do is
We just need somebody that's switching between all the different streams
Yeah.
to be like,
right.
Check
we need
it.
to
We
do
need a
this guy.
moderator
Who's
or
this guy?
Jamie.
Right.
Host guy.
Couple people
If you're
chatting.
if you're capturing all the video and audio, you could be like you could turn it into an actual piece of content and be switching between.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Right. Well, I mean,
What are you trying to say about this? You're trying to say this isn't actual content?
I said this idea.
actual
Is this
piece
not
of
an actual piece of content that we're doing right here? Jesus.
Sam, did you hear that?
Where
Sam?
did that come from?
I love it.
I want to give
Just in
a.
your
The content was like
Nice.
dark and scary.
just play that on purpose.
No.
I want to give a quick shout out to the Whittler and this guy Brightside Movement on Twitch. They do these challenges like once or twice a week. And
Yeah.
especially the Whittler, like I know some of you motherfuckers watching this in the future know who that is. He does this all the time where he just gets everybody.
Maybe even the present.
Yeah. Maybe the
Holy
Whittler
shit.
becomes the president and implements
Weird.
No.
A weird way
but-
to take that. Yeah. All right.
He
Continue.
does this and it's 30-minute challenges and there's no prize. You don't take it seriously.
Sure,
Just like
yeah,
fucking
it's
do
just
a
for there.
thing. And he's fun with it because he adds like themes to it, almost the way we're about to go to war with Germany. They're gonna add themes to our war.
Right. Right.
And he's like, oh, you have to make an Egyptian style thing. Here's a sample or whatever the fuck. And it's fun. It's fun. It works your brain in a different way.
Right. Right.
Have fun.
Meatbag. He
Have fun.
says
Shout out Whittler.
Shout out Whittler.
he means in the future, as in people watching on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Future from now. But if you're a fan of the Whittler, then he doesn't mean you.
Time traveling viewers?
Second question here
Don't doubt us.
comes from Resonant Language.
Resonant Wiggins.
Resonant
Wasn't it
Language.
language?
And it comes to us on X. And he says,
I'm sorry, Pat.
I am FM or AM.
Wait. RM, FM,
Or AM.
or AM? Ooh.
As in AM radio.
I am what
As
I
in
am.
amplitude. Yeah, I mean AM
Oh, I
is
guess
amplitude
amplitude
modulation.
modulation.
That's where. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, you're right.
They
You're right.
literally use that
We are
for
talking
AM
about
and
the same
FM
thing.
radio. It
Yeah, you're
uses
right.
That exact technology.
You're right. HDX. Fuck off me, meatbag. That's not what we're talking
HDX.
about.
All right.
Get
So
out of here. You're
RM,
banned.
go around the room.
HDRI. All right.
Going around the room. RM, FM, or AM. Austin.
FM. Because I've not had a lot of good luck with RM and AM.
AM.
Really?
Love it.
Whoa.
AM.
AM's sick.
Okay.
Watch out, that falls out for literally no reason.
It's kind of like me last week.
Can I add one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no, you can't. PM?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
going to say?
Actually,
HD
you know, yeah,
dash X?
I was
Add
like,
it.
where's PM?
You're
Can
right.
I have
you're right.
PM?
PM is a form of FM.
That's why I didn't add it.
All right,
but
there you go.
It is through 0.
I don't know if it's different enough. That's why I didn't add it. But if it is different enough,
But say it. Do it.
Well, then FM. Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
so
Then FM. Yeah.
FM or PM.
Yeah, frequency modulation is phase modulation. But phase modulation is not frequency modulation. No,
Yeah.
I'm Josh.
A rectangle is a square, but a
correct.
square is not a rectangle.
Correct. Technically,
vice
you are
versa.
correct.
Yeah.
Dave,
I said AM.
He said AM.
AM, okay.
Yeah. What's RM?
ring mod. Technically,
Ring
RM.
mod.
RM is AM's a form of RM.
Oh,
Right,
really?
right.
Yeah.
Oh, so then there's really only
That
FM
would be additive.
and AM,
AM.
or like FM, PM, and then RM, AM.
PM
there's only
is
two.
FM.
That's what I'm saying.
PM
Right.
is FM. Yeah,
So
it's
there's
FM
only
and AM.
FM and PM as one, basically.
you can
and
only
then AM and
modulate-
RM
Or one.
as one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa!
You
I
can
mean,
I didn't know
eventually,
that.
you realize everything in
What, like
all of
FM and AM?
yeah, all of audio
Radio?
is either FM
or AM.
or AM. You're
So-
either modulating the frequency or you're modulating the amplitude.
So basically, John and I are more the conspiracy theorist side.
right.
We're the flat
Are you
earthers.
going
FM and the
XM?
AM.
XM modulation, dude.
No. XM is gay.
XM, serious all day, dude.
I will say, when you think about it, all the effects that exist out there are really just like two effects.
Right.
At the
Yeah,
end of the day.
it's what
It's
pitch,
all-
volume, and
It's
time.
either like phase, so time, or
Time.
like pitch is one, where it's like a
Pitch.
shift in frequencies.
yeah.
But then you have volume. So
And
it's
volume.
like it's
Yeah,
like
so
it's like
three.
pitch. So like a change in pitch, a change in time of some sort,
it's
somewhere,
X, Y, or Z.
or a change in
It's
amplitude.
is it
signal.
changing on the X?
Oh, that's
is it
so
changing on the
weird.
Y?
All
or is it changing on
sound
the Z?
All sound design and effects can be broken
Yeah.
down into those three
Right.
spots.
You get
because-
3 effects to choose
You know
from.
why?
Why?
Because it's a 3D universe, dude.
Oh,
That was 40.
3. Oh,
We're
well,
not counting
time is the
40.
fourth,
Yeah,
but
yeah, we're not counting the fourth. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
that's-
in it.
yeah.
What we perceive as the 3. I mean, we technically
We
perceive
exist in the
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
on the fourth.
Space and time.
We see the 3, and we
oh,
can
which
manipulate
actually,
the
wait,
3.
that is just effects, though, is space
I live
and
in
time.
the 6th
There's only 2 if you really want to simplify it.
I mean, at the end of
and the 9th. 6th and the 9th. You know what I'm saying?
Delay is time and space. Reverb is space and time. Typically space.
it's just space. It's,
So-
it's delay. It's just delay.
So what is frequency? That's
Everything
not
is a
time.
sine wave.
Oh, no, I guess you could say it's time, but that
This is-
exists
this
in
is
like the weird
useless.
way where you're
Frequency
like,
is still time because it's the number of cycles per second.
Right.
yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
Right.
It's literally all
It's
time.
based
It's
off
like,
the time.
Oh,
Right.
so there's 2.
without time,
Right,
there'd
there's
be
2.
no music.
Oh.
All right, what's our next segment?
Yeah, well, yeah, please go on.
The
Please.
next segment is the end of the show. Folks, thank you for tuning in to episode 149.
You only have 2 plugins.
Shout,
149? Yeah, you only have 2 plugins.
shout out Cozy Tanaka.
Cozy.
Shout out
Cozy.
Was Dip.
Was dip.
Shout out Lucas. Shout
Lucas.
out Meatbag Collector, the
Meatbag,
VIP.
we love you. You're here every week, dude. We really do appreciate you.
Big bag of meat.
Big bag
Shout
meat.
out 400 Worn In. He's the boy. If you have 400 in front of your name, you're the boy.
You just come in
Meatbag.
last second to say woof woof.
Think
What a
about-
legend.
Pee-pee, poo-poo.
Legend.
Meatbag.
He said pee pee poo poo stinky.
He did say stinky. Meatbag. If you want extra clout, put a 400 in front of your name.
400
Love you guys.
points.
Yep. And Cozy Tanaka. If you also want 400 extra points, you can put 400 in front of your name.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to Don Kong's stream
Yes.
Tuesday
Next
and
week.
Wednesday.
We have the war next
the
week.
war?
We'll let you know on Discord. Exclamation point Discord in the chat here. I'll get it for you guys.
Or just go to always400.com, click the link to the Discord.
It's literally, this is the start of it becoming a thing where it's internet battles through
right. The United Base League.
gladiators of the scene.
The United Base League is about to be something, apparently, which we
Apparently.
didn't really expect.
Yeah. He trademarked it. He literally
Good.
trademarked it.
Attaboy. Folks, give them a follow. Give us a follow. Give at Restraint a follow.
Oh,
is
Yeah,
that
it's
how
at
people...
Restraint Music or
At Restraint Music.
Restraint _music. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, there you
One of
go.
those.
Why
Playing a
don't
show.
you say a little bit about your show that's coming up here?
Playing
Yeah.
a show April 25th at
Hey.
Cervantes. It's gonna
Jose,
be
you
fun.
should come.
Got a bunch of new music.
Hey, and
I'm working on like 20 different whips.
20?
and
Oh.
the art for the show is
That's a
super
lot of
fun.
The
ways.
show's going to go off. A bunch of people that have been on the podcast going to
Yep.
be playing at
Yep.
this show.
Yeah.
Got Slomato,
Slomato, back left.
Back left.
Kyoto.
who has not
Kyoto.
been here yet, but he's here.
Not
in
been
spirit.
here.
He fucking needs to get. Can you
And then Omnis.
get him here?
I've
who-
tried to get him out of his house.
Can you both be on the podcast?
I could try.
Yeah, if that works,
Dude, he
I'm
could
fine
take
with
my
that.
spot.
I need to
I'll
like
substitute
trap him.
out.
I need to like trap him in my car and just be like, "We're going."
Right. Like, and it's Tuesday. Guess
Gotcha.
what? Podcast day.
Yeah, no, for real, guys. John has been mentally and physically preparing for this set for the past 4 years, more or less. Wow.
Oh,
It's
God, that's
going
a lot
to
of
be
pressure.
insane.
That's too much pressure. There was a lot of depression in there too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
A lot
true.
of free time, a lot of working his way through it, but it's going to be a really good night here in Denver. So if you're in the area,
All right, folks. We love you.
Peace.
Thanks for
Love you.
tuning in.
Thank you,
Thank you, John, for coming on.
beautiful humans.
You are too.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Fuck the Germans. We're going to
came.
destroy them.
we're going to stop.